All right, guys, this is the second episode of The Vault with MasterKei. I am MasterKei Turner, and today we have No Limit Tax and Financial Services here with the CEOs, Mr. Moses and Miss LaShaun. I would just like everybody to say hello to these beautiful people. They're actually a one, and they do business together. The purpose of the vault is to bring together stories and communities in one space virtually for us to all have a safe space and all connect to each other for the things we need in the future or right now. So today I would like to talk about no limit tax and financial services. If y'all can introduce yourselves real quick, guys, please and thank you.
Greetings, everybody. Peace unto you all. This is Oloromose, also known as Moses. I am
Uh-oh, I think he went out there for a
call it.
minute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it
Internet
paused for a second.
internet issues.
It's okay.
Pause for a second. Okay. But yeah, that's just it in a nutshell. And we here to discuss today.
Okay, let me quickly introduce myself because I know it's some connection issues and I don't know if you heard it, but my name is LaShaun Adesimilolu. I'm the co-founder of No Limit Tax and Financial Services. We serve individuals and business owners, helping them to get tax compliant, maximize refunds, and minimize tax liability.
Mm, powerful. All right, guys. So let's start with the where. How did we get started here? How did you decide to start No Limit? And it's really no limits to what they're able to do, guys. But how did you guys start this No Limit Tax and Financial Services?
So it all started it all started a lot longer before No Limit even thought about coming about, right? I was a was a first what do you call it? First citizen immigrant, first generation immigrant, um, coming out here to the United States from Africa, Nigeria to be exact, and just being over here, going to school, having a degree, getting a degree in accounting, and I'm like, okay, well, I have a degree in accounting. Let me apply to jobs. Let me go ahead and live the American dream. That's right, LaShawn. And literally, I'm like, okay, this is what you do, right? You go to school, you get your degree, you go get a job.
Mhm.
I'm applying to different jobs, applying, just saying, hey, somebody give me a chance. Somebody, let me work for your Fortune 500 company. Let me be an asset to your company. Somebody. But it was cricket, just like that. Nothing.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, you know what? Since nobody wants to give me a job and I have an accounting degree, what can I use with my accounting degree in the meantime to like find something going? Because, as a man, you can't just sit down and be waiting for manna to fall from the sky, right? So with my back against the wall, I'm like, okay, you know what? Think. I started doing taxes on TurboTax. Y'all know what TurboTax is? So TurboTax is a platform where individuals could file taxes online. And I just started doing taxes on TurboTax for my friends and families, neighbors, people around, people that I knew, people that would allow me to do their taxes on TurboTax. I'm like, hey, I got an accounting degree. I could do your taxes. And I started with that, and I was doing taxes on TurboTax, charging like $50 to $100, really pennies for people, just like, oh, let me just get something going. And as I was doing that, LaShawn, who was my girlfriend at the time, she was working at the bank, and she met somebody who actually was having a tax business which she ran with her husband. Now, upon her meeting this lady, she said, hey, you do taxes? Hey, I have an ambitious boyfriend. He has been looking for a job. He's doing taxes on TurboTax. Can you give him an opportunity to do something with y'all? And According to LaShaun, she's like, yeah, go ahead and bring him in. Now, that day, LaShawn didn't know that she was about to change my life by giving this lady my number. I remember her calling me that day. Hey, did you call him? Did you call her? I'm like, yeah, I've called her. She wasn't picking up. She's like, well, try her again because I talked to her. She's looking like she's for real. I said, okay, you know what? Let me try her again. I tried her again, got in touch with her. She said, okay, come in the office. I came in the office to meet this lady and her husband, and she immediately gravitated to me. She wanted me to work with her. She brought me in and her husband, and I became the protege for the husband, for the company, pretty much. They showed me the ropes, showed me the back ends of taxes, showed me the professionalism of taxes. Mind you, I'm just a young guy who does taxes on TurboTax. Meeting a company who was in the six figures, making good money, a small business, of course, but they're well off for themselves. And from there, I was filing taxes with them, learning the ropes, learning how to do taxes, learning how to communicate with clients, learning how to do taxes, not just friends and family now, just complete strangers. That's another ball game, right? And years into this, I said, okay, you know what? Um, LaShawn, you need to come and try this. And this is where I'm gonna jump off the story. I'm gonna give it to LaShawn because the story kind of ties into each other like this. So LaShawn, go ahead and take it out from here, okay?
All right. So greetings, everybody. Thanks, Master Key, for having us on here. Really excited to be here. So yeah, this is where our stories intersect. So um, Moses and I were dating at the time, like he said, and I was working in a bank. I was a bank teller, right? I was the person that greets you when you walk in. Hi, how are you? Come and do your money. And so it was interesting as a bank teller having access to see people in their finances, right? I never had that type of access to just see how the average American is living. And so what I noticed during my time as a teller is that most people, at least the people who came into the bank, it was a credit union, most of them were living paycheck to paycheck, right? And most people, they didn't even have, I would say, over $250 like in savings available to them. So I would see a lot of people coming in doing courtesy pay or like having hundreds of dollars each month in fines because they had to overdraft their account to make ends meet. So this is the reality I'm seeing every day as a young, early 20s working in a bank. So I already had the idea in my head, like working a traditional job doesn't seem to be sustainable to the average person, right? And so my boyfriend, Moses, had got a job as a tax professional. He was very excited and happy with it. His income increased, of course. And then I was at this stage where I was a senior in college. Okay. My major was anthropology. Most people don't know what that is, but that's just the study of humans. And I was interested in cultural anthropology. So I was working a job in the day and I was going to classes at night, right? And then the situation came when I was a senior and I no longer had the schedule, had the flexibility to go to school and then go to work. I had to choose one or the other. And then something happened in my life that, as of right now, I would say it was one of my lowest times in my life. Okay. My brother, okay, he was technically my cousin, but he was my brother. You guys know, like down south, sometimes, we grew up in the same house together. My mother and her sister were very close. So they would like move to different states like Georgia, and we would all live together. So he was my brother. We know that. But in corporate America, they have these systems and they can find you and they say, oh, that's not your brother, that's your cousin, right? So my brother was murdered, right? We were living together at the time. I can still remember the detective calling me in the middle of the night, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I got this call, unknown number, and I pick up, and this guy is telling me I need to come down to the police station. There's been an accident with Josh, which was his name, and that he couldn't tell me anything over the phone, but he told me to be there at 9 o'clock. So now, of course, I can't go back to sleep. I got this strange call. What happened to my cousin? I'm calling him. He's not answering. So I called my twin sister at the time. And I'm like, Shay, something happened with Josh. I don't know what's going on. They won't tell me anything. I'm very scared. He's not answering his phone. Can you come with me to the police station so we can see what's going on. So she drove up to the house. I remember she had two of her daughters at the time. They were so small. We had them bundled up in the back seat, and we were just sitting, rocking, waiting, right? Waiting until 9 o'clock so we can go to this police station to find out what happened. And I can still remember the feeling in my chest when we walked into this police station. Nobody's looking us in the eye. Everybody's looking down. And he takes us to this little room and he tells us the most heartbreaking thing that I ever heard. That my brother, was killed, and I would never see him again. And they didn't have any information to give us. And I had to be the one to tell his mom and his dad and everybody, because he had me listed as an emergency contact, that this had happened to Josh, right? And so the emotional havoc, right? Just the emotions that was coming through me at the time was unbelievable. Like, I'm even still shaking thinking about it right now. My sister helped me and we made the calls to everybody. This was like one of the first times I had experienced death so close, because when I went home to my apartment, right, I still had to pass by his room with all his clothes in it. I had to be the one to pack him up. And so as I'm going through this situation, right, my boyfriend is helping me through it. I go to my job that I had been with for 3 years now. Always had good metrics, always get good compliments from clients, always been an A1 worker. And I tell them that my brother, my cousin, right, just died and I had to go to the funeral and I needed time off. And they told me, they called me to HR and they told me that unfortunately, because he is a cousin and he's not a immediate family member, that they wouldn't grant me the days off, right? And that there was nothing that they can do. Their hands are tied. And then she sent me back to work. And I was just in my little cubicle, just fuming, because you want me to sit here and, take on clients and still continue this process as if everything is normal, and it's not. And that's when I made the decision right then that they would never understand, our struggle. They would never give me agency as a worker. They're only going to see me as a number. And so that's when I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know how. So I went home and I was, telling my boyfriend all of this, and I was expressing. He said, you know what? You need to come and be a tax professional. I think that you would be great at it. And I said, I don't know anything about taxes. I don't even like numbers. That's not what I want to do. I'm not going to do taxes. It's not going to work out. And I said that then. And then 3 months later, I did take the time off, by the way. I did take the time off, unexcused absence, and I went and did the funeral. And then 3 months later, because I wasn't able to go to college, I quit that job, right? I quit that job, and then I started doing taxes. And my very first year doing taxes, I had made more than I had the whole year before as a bank teller. So that's when I got empowered. And I said, wow, you mean working for myself? Even though I was working at a company, I was still an entrepreneur doing taxes, getting my own clients. And so I said, you know what? I felt empowered. Like, as an entrepreneur, you mean to tell me I can make more money than I could working all these hours? And then it's only part-time, right? I was only working January through April, and I still made more money than I had the 12 months before. That's when I started seeing this as a viable career option. Because I'm like, wow, just imagine if I put more effort into it, and if we did it ourselves, what could develop? And so that's the journey of how it all started. Just from all of those stories coming together, that's how No Limit Tax and Financial Services was created.
So I'm glad. Thank y'all for both sharing your stories. That I think. Well, I know that stories are very important. And so for you, Moses, as an immigrant and first generation, to come over here, you went through the process of getting your degree, and you still weren't granted your opportunity for a fair shot, which it might have seemed like an issue then, but that adversity actually built a better story. And for you, LaShaun, you having to go through and encounter a loss, and just to find out your value or worth to a company where you were forced to then create your own. Now, I know it came with some static and some issues, but given the opportunity to do it over, would you have done it any differently, or are you okay with where you are right now? And if you are okay with that, what would you tell other people that may need this advice?
Yeah, so definitely. Do it all over? I wouldn't want to do it over. I just I'm okay. I'm okay with it right now because of the fact that we definitely help a lot of people out. We help individuals, we help businesses, and we're impactful in the individuals and businesses to make sure that they are tax compliant, making sure that they they don't get hit with interest and penalties and things like that, filing on time, um, making sure that individuals are actually connecting with their income and showing
Mm,
that income to the IRS without them coming back and saying, "Hey, uh, you didn't report this income. Now we're gonna hit you with these bills." So it's definitely a
mm,
piece, Walisha. It's definitely a great thing. The fact that we are helping so many people out, we are, impacting their lives. We're impacting businesses. I mean, just the other day we had a business that didn't file taxes for a couple of years, and we had to get this business up to date, put their books together, put their taxes in. Even though they were hit with penalties and interest, um, LaShaun being the EA, and I'm gonna have a touch on that. She was able to do some tax resolution for them, right, and
mm.
get them to reduce the tax liability that they had for them. So things like this was is just great, and it makes me feel joy that we're actually impacting the economy, impacting the community with tax knowledge, with tax wealth, letting people know the importance of filing taxes. So I also want to pass it on to LaShawn so she could touch more on what an EA is and how that's so impactful into the economy.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. To answer both of your questions, would I do it all over again? Um, I would do it all over again because I feel like having gone through corporate America and worked that job and saw people's finances, it gave me the power to know more about the human psyche. Like I can understand more what people are going through. So I know that tax time is a very powerful time to people. And it's a time when a lot of people are receiving the most money that they will all year at one time. So the knowledge that I have of financial services, I'm able to guide them and give them, this is also how you can make that money last a little longer. And they're so excited. So I like to talk to them about, well, what do you plan on doing with the money? Like the whole family is excited. The children are excited because a lot of them, they're going to be getting stuff that they really want this time. So I'm really blessed and excited during tax time because everybody's so excited. And I really love that I had this knowledge before to kind of help me right now where I am. I just feel like everything happens for a reason. So I'm really excited about that. So, like Moses said, as an enrolled agent, that's just really a fancy term to say that I'm authorized by the IRS to help all taxpayers on all tax matters, right? Whether you
Mm.
owe debt to the IRS and you need somebody to help you with that, I can do that. I can process taxes for you, tax strategies, anything like that. And so we work with a lot of business owners who, they're operating in their zone of genius, right? They're doing whatever that they do that they love, but they don't know the tax side. And a lot of people don't know the tax side and they're not excited about the tax side because it's boring, right?
Right.
Unless you're in it like us and it's boring. But it's boring, but it's also important to be compliant. Because if you're not compliant, those alphabet boys, that's what we call them, IRS, they will come and they will assess fines and penalties and so much money that it could really cause you to have to go out of business, right? If you're not compliant. And so that's what an enrolled agent is, and that's how we like to help our clients. What's most exciting to me is that as a tax professional, we get the opportunity to help businesses in so many ways. For example, one of our clients who are on our membership tiers, right? We help her with bookkeeping and payroll. She decided to sell her business for the first time, right? So she does what sorority, fraternity clothing and apparel. And she has built her business to almost $1 million business, right? So she's selling her business for $1,250. No, $1,250,000, right? And so we're helping her with this process. She's in her mid 20s. young African American. So to see somebody like that, right? She surmounted all the odds. She started this in her dormitory when she was at school, and to see her build this business to $1 million business and to be able to sell it, that's powerful and that's impactful. And she has a story that's going to motivate hundreds, if not thousands, of young girls that this is something that can be done, working for yourself, being an entrepreneur, right? Because we truly believe that everybody should be an entrepreneur. You can have a side hustle, right? And turn it into something big. Just think about what it is that you really love and then start doing it. Just start doing the thing, being consistent, and it will pay off.
Yeah, I wanted to also touch on what you just said because it's important for us here in the USA to have some kind of entrepreneurship because I don't know if you guys remember during the COVID when they were giving out this EIDLs and the PPPs and all this stuff, and that just shows that when it hit the fan, they're looking at business owners. Business owners is who creating jobs. Business owners is who's creating the money flow in the economy. So they'd rather give business owners that money so they could create jobs, and they did have the employee retention credit too. So they had
Mhm.
things that was beneficial to business owners. So I just want to let people know it's important. I understand, if you're working a 9 to 5 or you have a job and things like that, there are so many businesses that you can encounter that you could do that wouldn't really take up much of your time. For instance, for individuals who are making money on your 9 to 5, you're making over 6 figures, 100,000 and up, right? Um, and you are looking for, okay, how can you make this leverage? How can you create something on the side? We deal especially with real estate investors. So we help real estate investors on their taxes, tax strategies, tax planning, and things like that. And I would encourage if you are making money, invest into real estate, invest into
Mm.
the stocks, invest into the online trading market because those are money that you could do that's a passive income, and you can still use it, and then when it's time to file taxes, guess what, you could get deductions from all those things, especially your real estate expenses that you remodeling the home, any kind of expenses you're putting in, you could deduct those on your taxes and reduce your tax liability. So it's very, very
Mm.
vital for individuals who are making money to start looking for ways to create some kind of business. You have to. You can't keep your money in the IRA. You can't keep your money in the you can't keep your money in the retirement. Talk about no, no, no. You could do that too. Don't get me wrong, but you want to put majority of money in the investments, and the investments is what's really going to help you to navigate this whole tax scenarios and this whole tax world that we're talking about here.
All right. Now, I want to, like, since we're on the topic, what do you guys offer financial literacy courses? What services do you offer to, educate the community or just empower people financially? What services do you guys offer?
Well, we started a nonprofit a few years ago to offer financial literacy to the community, right? So we talked about credit, we talked about taxes, we talked about savings and budgeting, right? So that is something that we do on the side with our nonprofit. What I've noticed when we tried to do it in our business is that, and I'm not sure what the gap is or the resistance is, but
Mm.
a lot of people didn't see value in investing in that. So when it's offered for free, we might get people who are interested. But when we had it as a service where you can work 1-to-1 or get group coaching, a lot of people didn't see the value of it. And I wonder if it's because when you're at a certain level, right, close to the poverty line, and you are really working paycheck to paycheck, you can't really see, you can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel because you're like, I'm just trying to make enough to pay my bills right now. So the idea of having any money left over for saving or investing really just seems like it's out of reach. So that's what we've noticed. But we want to do more to fix that, and we want to do more to offer those services to people who truly need it in a way that is going to appeal to them.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We have a great passion into helping people, and you know, we like to give back. We like to give back into financial literacy, which has empowered us and made us to create a nonprofit, to where this nonprofit is helping financial literacy, helping individuals to become more financial literate as far as becoming knowing about taxes, knowing about budgeting, forecasting if it's a business that you are having, just different scenarios and different tactics to help individuals to become financial literate. Because for our community, for the African American community, financial literacy is so important. It's like one of the most vital things. And just like LaShaun said, it doesn't seem to be valued as of right now. But I think that over time, when people start becoming more aware of the importance of financial literacy, it will eventually become value to the community, to let people know, hey, it's important to understand about budgeting, because that seems to be something that a lot of people don't really put together. And also, if you're having a business, when you're having a business, you don't want to mix your funds together. A lot of I've noticed this. A lot of business owners, they are mixing whatever they're making in their business to their personal. And this is the kind of things of financial literacy that we empower our people with. Let them know about this kind of things. Then it might seem boring and stuff like that, but it's a very important thing to have. It's an important tool to have to make sure that you are financially literate and building wealth, because that's what we're about.
All right. So I will
Hear
say
me?
that, yeah, we can hear you.
Here we go now.
Okay, yeah, I'm having a couple technical difficulties on my end. I just want to ask though, so people do not value financial literacy. Do y'all think that there is a direct correlation between shame and the lack of value and worth when it comes to finances that may contribute to that?
I would definitely say so, because what I've noticed as a tax accountant is that a lot of people will see, like, what I like to do for my way of doing financial literacy for the people who choose to do it is I create a lot of educational content on my page. So I have YouTube videos, TikTok videos, on my Facebook profile. I do videos educating the people who choose to know about financial literacy. Now, I've had people come to me to do taxes or for questions who said that they were ashamed, right? The fact that they haven't filed in years, or the fact that they made so little money, and they were just so ashamed of somebody else seeing that they didn't want to go to like somebody like me that they knew. Like, they'd rather go to a stranger because of that shame. So we really have to get out of that, right? As a professional, I'm not interested in, this is how much you made or this is what you did wrong. I'm trying to help you get it right. None of us are perfect. None of us were born wealthy. For a lot of us, this is our first time learning this stuff because our parents didn't know it, right? They were in survival and struggle mode. So there's no shame in the fact that you didn't know it up until now. The empowerment is that now you can begin to learn and you can start saving from wherever you are. If you can start putting an extra $5 aside per paycheck and using the power of compound interest, that is going to begin to build up. So it's no shame in the fact that, oh, I don't have hundreds of dollars to put away or thousands of dollars. Do you have $5 that you can put up? Do you have $1 you can put up? Whatever it is, you just taking that money and putting it to the side and just allowing it to grow is going to start creating a wealth, and it's going to start creating healthy saving habits, right? That's going to increase over time. And then you can start sharing these habits with your children if they get any type of allowance. Like, our children get allowance now. So I created an Excel spreadsheet for them. And every time they get it, they see the money going in and they see it going out, and they know they have to save a little bit of it. When we set our children up for success in this way, they don't have to struggle like we did growing up. They already have the mindset of, when I get, I save, right? There's this great book I suggest everybody read is called The Richest Man in Babylon. And it talks about how 10% of all you earn is yours to keep. A lot of people tithe, and that's great. I do believe in tithing and giving back, but you should also tithe and give back to yourself as well, right? And you want to start creating your financial wheelhouse. And so, to answer your question, I definitely think that there's a direct correlation between shame and lack of financial literacy or empowerment. But what I would say is to get out of that, there's nothing that you have to be ashamed of. You are good enough. We were all born worthy. Wealth is our birthright, right? So get with somebody that you can trust and then just start building the muscle. Okay. That's like, you feel like you're overweight and you want to go to the gym but you're ashamed because you're too big. Well, guess what? That's what the gym is for. Nobody's going to shame you for going in the gym to get healthy. Nobody's going to shame you for getting financial literacy. So let the shame go. It doesn't belong there. And just get in the habit of building these healthy muscles.
Yeah, and even if someone does decide to shame you, it just shows that you ain't in the right environment because they are not in themselves to have to project that onto you. I just want to say when it comes to trust, I can't see myself, but I'm sure y'all can hear me. I'm sorry about that. But when it comes to trust, I do know, and the reason why I asked you guys to come on is because I have been working with you guys. I want to say for the last 4 years now, and I've known you. I think I met you back in 20 somewhere. It's been over. I feel like it's been at least
Probably
around 6 months.
2017.
Yeah, yeah, or well, yeah, somewhere around there. But it's been long enough, and I think you know trees by their fruit, and you guys have I've seen you grow tremendously just from the initial time that I met you, and to see like you be free now. Like not that you weren't free when I met you, but you guys every year you evolve into a different level, and you operate in peace and integrity. So I wanted the people to know about you and the services you provide. um Guys, you are having a financial hardship or difficulty and you need a relief, and you can file taxes whether you have kids or a business. I would definitely strongly suggest that you guys connect with LaShaun and Mo today. um you could be broke today and you could maybe have a couple thousand in your pocket tomorrow with the services they offer. And I would just ask that you have a plan before you receive it. But they have a great advanced program, where if you file your taxes with them properly, they'll get you right. They'll maximize your returns, but you can also have an option to receive an advance within 24. I mean, I've seen it work as fast as 8 hours, but 24 to 48 hours. So I think that's important. They have a great formula. And if you're willing, like, just with them and just see what they have to offer. They're good people, always have been. So, yeah,
Thank you,
that's what
thank
I
you,
would
thank you
say.
for that.
I
Yes,
appreciate
thank you for having us, Master Key. We're definitely blessed, and me personally, I appreciate what you're doing. So keep on doing what you're doing. Um, this is definitely a great thing and a great impact for the economy and for the community. So this is very good, and thank you for having us. This was a pleasure, and I hope this was very insightful and helpful to anybody out there. And definitely, if you are looking to do your taxes, if you're looking to do back taxes, we can help you with back taxes. Back taxes mean you haven't filed in some years, you want to get back up to date. You can e-file 3 years. So 2024, 2023, and 2022 taxes can be e-filed. That doesn't mean that you still can't file 21 taxes. You just have to paper mail it in. And just want to put that out there for everybody. And we will definitely help you out, and we'll be glad to be at service to you all. LaShawn, any closing remarks?
Y'all tell the people.
Again.
Oh,
Mhm.
y'all tell the people how they can find y'all. Tell them about y'all YouTube channel. Tell them about everything. Just spill it out.
Okay, definitely. Well, to give you guys the services that we offer, again, we offer individual tax preparation, business tax preparation, payroll, credit repair, audit assistance. If you have or if you know anybody with IRS debt are facing an audit and they're looking for representation to get out of it, we help with that as well. And if you are a business owner, we have membership tiers where we offer one-on-one support, tax planning strategies, quarterly estimated tax payment, basically everything you need as a business owner to have somebody protecting your financial aspect, right? If you want to reach us, our website is www.nolimitTaxTuckerGA.com, and I'll put this in the comments of the video. You can also find us on Facebook. Check us out on Google because we have, I think right now, over 60 almost 5-star Google reviews. I think it's 4.9. And you can find us on YouTube as well at No Limit Tax and Financial Services. Thank you again, MasterKei, for having us on. Oh, if you want to reach us by phone, you can give us a call at 888-679-6771, or you can just go on our website to schedule a consultation.
I love it. I love the black excellence. I love the partnership. I love it all. And I look forward to just the things you guys are going to be creating in the future. I know y'all work on big things. So
I
I thank
appreciate
y'all.
it.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all have any final words of encouragement? Any final words to tell the people today?
Yeah, so I just want to say, hey, if you haven't filed taxes in some years, it's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. You have over here at No Limit Tax and Financials, we definitely have a team of EAs and CPAs and tax attorneys and individuals who are strivingly hard every day to make sure we perform excellence in our tax industry, just to make sure that you are good, taking the stress off of you and putting it out there to make sure we iron it out, get it out. So making sure that you are getting your tax compliant that you really need. So just want to put it out there. If you haven't filed in some years, don't be discouraged. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel down. Just hit us up and we'll be there to help.
All right.
Yes. And
Mr.
my
Sean?
final words of encouragement would just be if you ever had in your spirit that you wanted to be an entrepreneur or you wanted to see or try your own way of making money, I highly encourage you to do it. Me and Moses told our story, but what we also didn't mention is in our time of working for ourselves, we've been able to travel all over the world. So we've been to Thailand. We have 4 children. What are 4 children? We've been to Thailand. We've been to Bali. We've lived in Panama, Rwanda. Come on, where else? Like just all over the world.
But wait, hold on, because you got to let them know 4 children all under at that time they were all under 8.
Right. They're all in the age. So we have very
Mm,
small
that's
children.
Yeah,
So I was homeschooling, we were world schooling, and we were able to do that working for ourselves, right? And this is something I didn't go to school for accounting. I didn't go to school to be a tax professional. I was just at a point where I was ready to do and try anything to just have that freedom and
mm,
flexibility. And when you walk by faith, right, and you believe in yourself and you are consistent,
mm.
the world will make a way for you. Okay. So we're not anybody special. We weren't special. That's why we did it. We did it and then we became special. So my encouragement to you
Hey,
would be you are good enough. Do it. Whatever that dream is in your heart has been put there for a reason and just go after it because you have it in you.
definitely. And I want to add, before we go, 'cause I won't take too much time. But if you were ever interested in becoming a tax professional, right? We also train individuals to become great tax professionals. We have opened up about like 6 different offices all over the country, just for individuals who has been trained and set out there into becoming a business owner. We still have the mentorship program for them. Even if they work with us and they venture out into their own, we still mentor them as they do that. So we give you the mentorship to make sure you are successful becoming a tax professional within the company and also becoming a tax business owner as well outside. And we definitely want to encourage you if you are looking, if you're ever interested in like, oh, what is this tax industry? Just like LaShaun said, she didn't think about doing taxes, so you probably are not thinking about it, but now maybe you are. If you're ever interested, you should check out our sister company, Rise Business Solutions. We have plethora of YouTube videos on online. Gauge focusing on tax professionals. So if that's something that you're interested into and you wanted to know more, wanted to hear more about it, go check out our YouTube video, Rise Business Solutions, and we definitely will be glad to bring you on board if it's something that you want to do. But you will have to go through the training, take the course, and all that good stuff. So just want to just drop that out there for individuals who are working a 9 to 5 and also still looking for other business to do on the side. Remember we discussed that earlier. It's important you do that. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, hit us up and definitely keep in touch.
All right,
Master Key
guys,
on
and
you.
then I just want to say to kind of yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me,
Yeah, we hear you now. Oh, look like it froze.
guys? Thank you guys for tuning. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning into the vault.
The internet ain't nice. Is it my end? I'm not sure because you keep
No,
freezing, so I'm not
yeah,
sure
I
if it's
think
my
it's
end.
freezing.
Okay.
No,
No,
we
we
can't
can't hear
hear
you
you.
now. The